Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday afternoon. It is a gorgeous day. I still have to walk the dog. I haven't walked the dog yet. Can you believe that? And it's my last beautiful day before I can't believe they're talking about it getting into the 20s. It's way too early for that kind of cold weather. Yikes. But here we are. And only in Illinois is it 70 one day and like 30 the next. Go figure. But I wanted to show you today this tag special. This is the one on my website. If you click on promotions, it's called From Me to You. And you know what I did is I thought I owned the die cuts already. I don't know why I thought I owned them. So I ordered all the stamp sets without the die cuts. And then I realized I don't have those. I do not own these die cuts. So instead, I used the buildable tags. If any of you guys have any kind of tag dies, they're of different sizes. The buildable tags is nice because it has a lot of different sizes, but this one is in the core catalog, and I'm going to order it because now that I have seen, if you notice, the buildable tags have this little slot in them, so when you see the tags, they have a little slot, which is great for most ribbons and things like that. It's perfect. These tags have 2 holes in them, and I believe I have a couple of where I punched 2 holes so that I could show you how those ribbons work. And what I like about this is there's different sizes and things. Very nice. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to show you on here is one of the consultants took some pictures of all of these different tag options when she made them, and there are just so many. It's very, very cool. Oh, sorry. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that, you know, the round tags, there's flag banner looking tags, there's a scallop tag, super great. Look at this. Isn't that cool? Some of those are just so unique and special. And you can see like there's that little double hole punch. That's part of the die cuts where you can, you know, you can reinforce a tag and add a little color. You can see she did that in a couple of places on various tags like that one and that one. There's also a tag that is oh, there we go. There's a tag that's kind of skinny. These are like 3-inch circles. These are like 1.5, 2-inch tags with the scallop bottom. There's also like a round punch, a round die. For circles. So these are really cool. And another thing that's really neat about these is they could easily be used as a banner or an ornament. Look how beautiful that is. So I just wanted to show you what the traditional, I keep pushing that, what the traditional kind of tag kit looks like if you just buy the tags. And then I'm going to, let me put this aside. I want to show you the actual stamp sets. Now that tag die cut set also works with this stamp set in the core catalog. It's really easy to overlook, but this one fits, you know, the heart, the circle, the long tags, here's a couple more circles. These are just, this set is just sort of the only set that was specifically made in the core catalog for this die cut set. But when they came out with this special, it also fits the set. So let me show you. I showed you these before, but I just want to kind of point it out again. There's like 3 of them that are kind of made for a little more, you know, like secular. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. Oh, come, let us adore him. Unto us a child is born. All of them have to and from, and each to and from is in a little bit different font, and there's usually another little something on each set. Like this one has little asterisk looking stars. Let's see what we like. This one fits really perfectly on those circles. Here's one that I use on another tag I'll show you that I made. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. This would be really nice on the inside of a card or on a card front. I love that. You're impossible to shop for, but I gave it a try. And then nope. I love it. And then this to and from actually has like a little box to fill in, which is cute. Honestly, I really wanted to keep this for myself with a little arrow, has little to and from with the little lines. I made this. No, you can't return it. And then this one has a more solid banner, and it also says handmade by. A holiday treat just for you with, I like this to and from, nice and bold. I love the little holly berries on it. I like this icon at Christmas. I use it on a lot of things, even envelopes and stuff. So this is cute. And this would be really nice for those neighbor gifts or work gifts or whatever you've made that you're going to give away. Cute. Have a cup of cheer. Have a cup of cheer in 2 different fonts with to and from, and it has little hearts. And I was thinking about storing this one with all of my you know, food stuff, because I have a lot of coffee cups and tea cup stamps and things like that. And this isn't very actually Christmassy if you don't want it to be Christmassy. So this one would be good for year round. And then my favorite is this one. It's kind of got like that little Scandinavian star, I think it's called. But I really love how it looks. It says the snuggle is real, wishing you a warm holiday season. And I'm going to use that one on a tag here in just a minute. So let me put these away just for a sec. You know, we have a lot of other Christmas stamps. Look in your stash. Very possible that you have some other images from the last year or two that you could pull out and make tags. And these tags are fast when you use die cut. You can, you know, I stack them and I make 2 or 3 at a time. When you use this generic shape, it's not very intricate, so you can put a little more paper in there and make multiples. So that goes fast. So with this one, what I did was I used our normal inks. And I just used a blending brush. The blending brushes from Close to My Heart, actually anywhere, they're super soft and super great, and you can get a really soft blend. But if you don't want to use a blending brush, the little, I'll show you other things later, but like I like using these as well. Sponge daubers work, but for these real soft kind of blends like this, these brushes work really good. So I thought I'd show you that real quick today too. This one is the Snowflake Thin Cuts. I wasn't gonna buy them because honestly, I own a million snowflakes. I have a sickness when it comes to snowflakes. I love them. And so I went ahead and blended a background, glued on a few die cut snowflakes and a few gems, and this is from the Stamp of the Month set, which we are going to use today, so I'll show you that. Enjoy the magic of the season. I wanted to use Oh, come, let us adore him. And there's the to and from. And so here's the tag I used. This is the manger scene from, I want to say 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? Anyway, it's still, last year? It's still available on the website. And I like this one because it's fast to color and easy to put together. The one that is this year, let me pull it out. I have it right here. Somewhere. Well, shoot. Where did I put it? Hold on. Okay. So this is the one I'm talking about, Holy Night. It's still available on the website. I want to say, technically it was 2 years ago. Here's the newest one in the catalog, and it is gorgeous, but it's a lot of pieces. And so if you're in a hurry for time, putting together all the pieces may take you a little more time. This is a little more busy, I guess, than this one, and they're both really pretty. So I used this one though, and I just used my water brush with my ink pad. I did blending with daubers on the edge and a little watercolor, and I just think that tag is really pretty. You guys recognize, I'm sure now, the embossing folder, and I hope you can see there's a little shimmer brush on there, and I just cut out 2 different sizes of tags plus the little circle. I put this little snowflake on there, and this Mary is from the Merry Christmas. This was one of the die cuts that we received in the album retreat, and this little Mary, I just cut out a whole bunch of them, and I've just been putting them on everything. So I just have them sitting around because I've been popping them on everything. The weird thing about these die cuts is this is the outline die and this is the solid die, and so it makes a real, this just is gorgeous. I'm going to show some pictures of the album retreat layouts that we ended up making this week. I'm just going to start popping them in to our feed, and you'll see this in use. Love it, and I love that we got it as part of the album retreat. Awesome. Okay, I'm moving everything out of my way as I go. Here's that same embossing folder, only colored. Remember, we has stencils with it, so I stenciled that. Same idea, 2 different sizes of tags with a circle. Now, here I punched a second hole. I don't know if you can see that. So I used my slot, and then I have a second hole there because I wanted to show you how that worked. So basically, you tie it, when you bring it through both holes, you end up with tails of your tag. Like if you just do this way and you hung it, it would spin and turn so that it wasn't facing front. And when you use this style, the tails come out to the side. And so if you hung this on something, it would hang straight. I hope that makes sense. So it wouldn't flip side to side. So that's the bonus of having the 2 holes in it versus 1. And I just added a little bow to the front, made with ribbon. Okay, so I have more to show you, but I want to show you how to make them. So these are just some of the fun things that I started. And let's start with this one because I have it out. It's right here. And basically what I did was I cut a little banner, I cut a little tag, and I went ahead and I stamped a couple of these stars in candy apple red, and You can put this in any color you want, whether it's red or green or whatever you want. I'll go ahead and use red since I have it here. This is candy apple red. You'll notice my stamp pads always look messy like that because I use them to watercolor a lot. All right, so this is going to fit perfectly on this tag, and one of the nice things about a clear block is you can look at this and see if there's any areas where your ink is light or where it's blotchy looking before you put it down. So I'm going to just do that. Push, push, push. And then, isn't that cute? So I really like how instant these are. I mean, look at that. That's just an instant tag. And then I can do the to from on the back. What I'm going to do is grab my hole punch. I don't know if you guys own any of these, I can't, crocodile kind of things, but oh my gosh, I love this. I use this all the time. And so you can use a small circle, big circle, whichever size you wish. And then I won't do this on every tag I make today, but I just want to show you. I love finding these kind of things like at Michael's and Hobby Lobby or wherever you shop. This string looking stuff is perfect for tags. And so I always have it on hand. And you can, to make a loop, if you fold it in half and push the folded part through the hole. All right, I used the small hole. Okay, if you use the folded part, push it through the hole. I should have used the bigger punch. Hold on a minute. There we go. Then you take the tails and put them through the loop like that and pull, and you end up with a tag that has the solid thing on the front. Now if you push it through tails first, this little bump will show it back here, and this is how it will look on the front. I like how this looks better, so I always put the loop through first. And then the other thing, I just think this is really cute with the with this popped up. So I'm just gonna pop that up there. I got Moose roaming around here in the background. So, okay. And I just think that little tag is adorable, and it's got 2 layers, so you can write a message on the second layer, do the to from, you know, on the second layer. I just think that's really cute. All right. Now, with that same stamp, I also did this one. It's just a circle, and I used the metallic markers to, first I masked off the top and the bottom, and I stamped that image across it a couple times. It's easy to line it up since they're clear and you can see it. I made this one in green, so I love that. And then I removed the tape and flipped it this way, right? So that it masked off the part I stamped on, and I colored the edges in the metallic markers. Now the metallic markers are really cool. They are paint pens, essentially. You know, I've had paint pens a lot over time, and I thought, I don't need more paint pens. I do not need these, but I really like that they come in 3 different sizes. There's the really fine tip, and I like that you can go in and color in these little dots in gold or whatever. You can see I colored in the dots in gold. I hope that is focusing for you. Yep. And then there's a medium tip, which is like a bullet. And then the third is a chisel. The chisel is nice for like coloring all this in, or, you know, going around the edge like this, because then you have a more complete tag, and it ends up looking really nice, and you don't have to like line everything up. But do you see how nice that looks? Beautiful. All right, I just wanted to show you that. So there's another tag, and this is another one where I did 2 holes, put the tails through, tied it in a knot, and then I just glued a bow to the front. But if I tied this up, see how it would face forward. So cool. There's that one. Okay. Next I want to use, I really, you know, my goal a while now has been to show you the stamp of the month in different ways. And I have made a couple of tags using the stamp of the month. I think these are really, really gorgeous. So with this one, I used our traditional ink. I stamped the image and embossed it with white powder. So let me see if I can find a good angle where you can see that. I hope you can see that. So it's very fine, but I did the small image there and the big image there, right? And then embossing will act as a resist. So I want to show you how that works. I just think this one, they're both outstanding, okay? The way I did this one is I have a sheet of vellum, and this is really flimsy vellum, but I wish I had something a little sturdier. But I basically stamped it in the Versamark ink. You can use any wet ink, any pigment ink, whatever. It won't show because you put white powder over the top and then heat it up, and it melts into this beautiful embossed image. And yes, you have to fussy cut a little, but this is a fast cut. So, and I did just to show you, I did the big ones too. Isn't that pretty? One of the things that's really cool about these embossed images like this is that you don't have to color everything in. So like you could take a pen and you could just color in every other square. I mean, this is something to do in front of the TV while you're watching TV at night or something. But so that's a cool thing that you can do. Look at that. I'm gonna do this just so you can see when I hold it up close. All right, so you can color in with the metallic. Look how cool that is. You could use your sparkle pens, your gel pens. You could use the white. The other thing that's kind of cool on vellum with the white is if you flip it over, this is the side that's not bumpy, and you color it. When you flip it back over, it just shows through very fine. It's just a really light look. It gives it a different look. So you could, it's an easy way to color it in without coloring in all the little pieces and parts. You could even take like a blending brush let me just go ahead and, I'm going to show you other blending things in a minute, but if I flip this over and did my blending brush on it, this is the smooth side, okay? When you hold this up, it just gives your, boy, that's hard to see. It's the color I chose, but it just gives your like snowflake mandala image a real soft color variation. I don't know how well you can really see that, but it is really, really cool. Let me see if I have something a little darker. I mean, Glacier might work a little better for that. Oh yeah, that'll show. So, see how it looks like blue when I put that behind it? You can kind of see where I brushed there. All right. Anyway, so that's another way to color those in, and it's quick and easy, and the embossing is like, wow. So I want to show you how I did this one. Now, this one is ink, so I did periwinkle ink, and then I just did a little, I just went darker and darker around the edges, so it was like ombre, so it's real light in the middle, and then it gets darker on the edges. And then I just pop dotted, you can see the pop dot there. I just pop dotted this one into the center along with the message. So the messages that are options on this one are really great. Merry Christmas, enjoy the magic of the season, which I obviously chose on a lot of them. Season's greetings, wishing you a joyful Christmas, heartfelt holiday wishes. On this one, you'll see that I did a little stamp surgery on this because I wanted it to fit on 2 lines. I'll show you that in just a sec. But you can still use it as a whole line. I just wanted to be able to stack it and make it a little narrower. All right, so let me show you this one. This one I decided to use Distress ink. Let me find a scratch paper. And I went a little overboard on the Distress ink colors. I used 4 colors. Now, unnecessary, you could just use a couple, but I just wanted to do some. So I used Kitsch Flamingo, the Picked Raspberry, Candied Apple, and then this is the brand new one that they just came out, Close My Heart Doesn't Carry It, Lumberjack Plaid. I couldn't resist it because it's so close to our scarlet color. I was like, oh, I've got to have it. So here's what I did on these. I'm going to move that over a little. I'm going to start with the lightest color, the Flamingo, and I just have the little round flat daubers, and you could use blending brushes or whatever. And I'm just going to use a real light touch and go down the center because I like the idea of it being light in the center. And you can see where that white embossing like resists color. So there's my Kitsch Flamingo. And then I could just go straight to the Candy Apple Red and go for that. But, you know, just to make things more fun, I went with the Picked Raspberry next. I thought about making it all pink. It's very non-traditional, right? And basically, I'm going around the edges with the Picked Raspberry. And just kind of, just so I don't get ink everywhere, I'm gonna hold it with this piece of paper like this. Yeah, I'm just using scratch paper anyway. Okay, and see how I went in the middle? The middle is still that pale pink. Now, if I went too overboard with this, I'll set that aside. I could always go back with my lighter color and blend that a little more. And you can see it got rid of harsh lines. I could have left it just like that, but no, I wanted more red on it, and I really like the candied apple. And so if I thought, well, I'll just go a little more around the edge with that. Right? Isn't that cool looking? It just starts looking more and more. And then to blend it, I went back. You can go back with your pink and kind of go around the edges again. And that blends that red in. And then, of course, you wouldn't have to go with the darker color, but I wanted to try it. It was the first time I had even opened it. I just got the new Distress ink, and I love how something about adding that really dark red around the edge really seemed to add to it. Like that. I love it. All right. Now, it looks like it needs just a smidge more like blending to me. So I'm just going to go back with the lightest color and kind of blend it a little like that. Now, to get your white to really pop, you need to use like a paper towel or something and kind of rub over your embossed area to remove that ink that you've just put on. It won't come off your tag, but it will come off of those white embossed areas. So it looks really pop. Pop, pop, pop. Look at that. Cool. Cool, cool, right? Love it. And then, let me just move that out of the way. The next thing I did was I took a white piece of paper and I embossed Heartfelt Holiday Wishes. That's why it was too long to put it all, to use it as it came, like all in a row. So that's why I wanted to stack that a little bit. And so I just snipped it, but I can use it long ways still. I just, Anyway, I put it on. I used the red and I scrubbed it over, and I did the exact same thing, wiped it with a paper towel, and then I edged it with just a little piece of white cardstock. So this is all scrap. And then I have some foam dots on the back, and I'm going to put that across. I'm not sure where. How about there? And I'm just going to center that. And then I just flip it over and trim the excess like that. So there's that tag. Now the other thing that I did here, which I thought was really cute, was I stamped this little, looks like snowflake, using the red, candy apple red, and then I did a fussy cut. I think I did it for this one too, yeah. And then you can add it to your card anywhere you want. I think I'm going to do another popped area. Oh, that one's kind of big. Hold on a minute. I'm using up my shaker foam area, so I can add this anywhere. I kind of like it there, like that, and then add your tag. So I have a ton of this like organza gauzy ribbon, and again I like to put the loop through the front of the whole. Not everybody does it this way, but this is just my thing. I put the loop through and then put the tails through the loop, and then pull that like that. And then I thought, well, this is really pretty, but it could use a little sparkle. And so you could use, you know, like just a few little dots, or you could use some stickles. And I really like how the stickles look. And the stickles kind of, these icicle ones kind of take on the color of the ink that's under it. It's really pretty. So that'll take a minute to dry, but isn't that pretty? And that's a very quick tag, right? So I just assembly lined, made a whole bunch of these, and that way I could just, you know, emboss a whole bunch, get out my inks, blend a whole bunch, made a bunch of front tags. You know, assembly line, I could make these by the dozen. These are very easy and quick. And this is one of the best Stamp of the Month sets we have had in a long time. It may not be your style, but look how gorgeous. And it looks really nice on cards. Imagine that as a card front or on a scrapbooking page. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Okay, so there's that one. Let's do the next one. I'm having kind of fun with the tag thing and doing the layers. And so I made this one and I wanted to show you how I made it. I tied it just a little bit differently on purpose. I have like a little fly in here. Sorry. It's driving me crazy. That's one thing about the cold weather is the bugs go away. I'm ready for that. So what I did was I have a 3-layer tag, okay? You saw me cut and color a bunch of the little trains. I had a whole bunch of them left. I did them assembly line, and so I thought, well, I'll make a couple of tags with that. And then I attached a tag to the back. So I cut one in pine and one in white. And the pine one, I only glued them at the top, and I just made it like, scored it, made it like a little book. And then I embossed Here Comes Christmas with the to and from. And I really love this little, this was one of the images from the tag special. I just thought that was so cute. And then it just needed a little more. And so I added this cute ticket. So the ticket stamp, it's called Admit One. This is a die cut. And what's really kind of fun, and it was kind of tricky at the same time for me, is to figure out how to use all the little images here. So it has lines, so I put lines on there to fill out. I didn't want it to be like you're invited or whatever. I don't know. There's a happy birthday on here and a surprise. I just put Holiday Express and then December 25th. And then there's stars here. So I put that right here on the ticket with Admit One. And then they had this this little diagonal stripe and these little up and down type stripes. And so the diagonal stripe I put here, and I used my gel pen to just go between each line and make it like almost like a candy cane stripe. And then the other stripe, I made it look like railroad tracks. So I thought that was really clever. And then when I put I'll show you how I tied it. I like the idea of having this ticket be a little more loosey-goosey in here and not so tight. So I tied it in a different way. Let me show you that. So on this one, I did the back tag in toffee, and we're just gonna, instead of scoring it, I'm just gonna fold it like that, right? And then it will attach right here. I'll glue that. So we need to do like a to from in here. I can pick from any of the to from out of that pack. But the tag is so white, it needs a little something. And so, let me move this out of the way. I am going to use my blending brushes and my ink, and basically kind of go around the edges. If you use a really soft touch, you get a very light sky. I thought about trying to make this night, like a night train, you know, nighttime, but I'd have to use a different color, I think. And I like the idea of being able to add the smoke on the train. Now, with these brushes, I reuse them over and over with different colors, and all you have to do is scrub them off on a microfiber towel, and then all your ink is gone. Look at that. So I could use that with a totally different color now, because even though it's stained blue, I can still use it. All right, I'm gonna leave that out for a sec. So that's how I did that one. And then I have this little train. Remember that one? I showed you that one. And then the little presents. I'm gonna make it just like the other. And then I went ahead and stamped the ticket. You know, I should have waited and showed you the gel pen lines that I made. Some of those are a little light there. You can see what I did. I just sort of went over it. Okay, let me get my... See, I have this shaker. We're going to make a shaker real quick. And so I wanted to... So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and put these on. I think the train, I think the tags that are dimensional, and that have multiple layers really stand out. Like if you were gonna make teacher presents or, neighbor gifts, things like that, where you're gonna give these, you may not do it on every single one of your children's presents this Christmas or something, but I really think that these ones that have a little dimension are really spectacular. I used to buy tags something like this at Sam's. There's that little doodad. There's the other one that's in that tag set that I didn't show you because I had it in my pile. I thought about stamping Believe over the top, but I really like the smoke. And so I'm going to just use this enormous block for the smoke. Let's see. It's a little much. I try to use a smaller block when I'm doing stuff like this. And with this, I try to rotate it too, so it's not all the same. Okay, that's really cute. There's also stars in this set, and I thought that would be really cute for, maybe I'll do the Believe on the inside. That's really cute. All right, so I have this and this done. I'm going to set my scrap paper aside and stamp on the inside. Now, I have no idea what colors do I have out here. I'm just going to use red because I have red and it's right here in my spot. So just imagine, like, you would not have to buy this tag special. The main thing is when you make your tags, it is kind of a pain to, it's kind of a pain to cut them out if you don't have a die. I gotta be honest. I'm fast at cutting them out, but I'd rather not do it that way. I think I did that backwards. From, to. I'll do that in a minute. All right. What I would do if I was assembly lining these is I would just have the to and from on little blocks off to the side, and then when you get to this point, instead of putting them on, taking them off, I would just have them ready to roll and, you know, have them done. And not get them out, put them away, get them out, put them away. Because when you assembly line stuff, it's so much faster. Okay, so I really like this little swirly dude here. And I think it dresses this up a bit. I love that. So it's weird, but there's like, I think this is one of my favorite stamps in all of the tag sets. Really cute. All right. The other thing you could do is you could edge, you know, take your ink and, you know, go over the edges, and that adds a little something to each tag without a lot of effort. I mean, especially if you're assembly lining things, I didn't even re-ink that sponge. I just used it, and then I'm going to put some glue on there, and I'm going to put these together, stack that, line up the holes. Okay, and while I am waiting for that to dry, that'll dry really fast. I just need to punch another hole. I put my hole punch away. I thought I was done. And I'm just going to punch a little hole there in the corner. Now I'm afraid to put my hole punch away again. But I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Okay. What I did, so I used this kind of, I want to call it string, but it's not string. It's just like it was in the ribbon department. They call it ribbon, but please. So what I did was I put this through like this, and put this through here, and put this through here. So it went through the hole of the ticket, and then both go through this hole, and then I decide how loose do I want this little ticket to hang. And I like it kind of loose, but I don't want it tight up there where you can't see the train, right? So I did like this. This is a weird thing. I did an overhand knot. You wouldn't have to do it overhand. But basically, like, you know, taking both sides and making a knot and adding it right there. Now, you have to make sure it's pretty snug so that it won't come loose and that it won't pop back through. And then you have your tag that you can hang. You can either tie it onto a package, or you could do another overhand knot like I did on this one here, where you could just drape it over something. Cute! Isn't that adorable? And then the other thing on this train, I took this white pen. I moved my camera down to be a little closer so you could see more detail today. I hope that helped. But I put a little white pen there and there and there, and on the bow, and a little bit here, and on the wheels. I just think that highlight really helps. It makes the whole thing kind of, I don't know, more dimensional, and it's so easy. So that's just another idea if you'd like to try that. So there's another tag. Cute. See, I've already got 2 made. Yes. I got a huge pile of tags that I just made today. So the last tag I want to make, I want to use this set. Sorry, I got parts and pieces everywhere because I did assembly line cutting, because why not? Okay, so I really love this set, but in the catalog, it just doesn't look like much, right? It's just sort of there, and you aren't really sure how to use it. And basically, it's to use with circles, and you can make ornaments, you can make snow globes, and it has greenery and ribbon and little tiny messages like "Let It Snow" and "Happy Holidays," really small, that fit in this little snow globe base. It has a little village piece, and a lot of the consultants have been using this Grinch message, maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And this one says, "'Tis the season to be jolly." So you could put that on the front or the back of your tag or of your ornament. You can make an ornament. I'm just going to set that there for a minute, and I'm going to show you what I did. So I have a 3-inch circle. You could use a 2-inch circle, but I wanted it to be a little bit bigger because I'm making this. Isn't it cute? I used star filler, and I made snow at the bottom. So my only regret here is that the stars went in front of my snow. I don't know how much I like that. And some of them are just there. If they would have went behind it, I think I would have been more successful. But either way, it turned out really nice, and it would be a great tag, or it'd be a great ornament on the tree. And you can see I used the greenery pieces, and I used the bow, and I used the base. So I just thought I'd show you what I did here real quick. For the top, you could use something glittery. So I have a couple of glittery circles cut out. That will be for the top of my shaker. And then I also made a back, because when I color this in with alcohol markers, it kind of goes through. So let me show you that really quick. I'm just going to color in. This is just the plain red in the medium, the dark red blend, and you can shade if you want, not shade if you don't, whatever. And then for trees, I like the alpine green blend. It is really nice for coloring light and dark. You get a big variety of colors here. So I'm just gonna color that in really quick. This is a great place to fast forward, right? So, but I wanted to show you a trick that I use when I'm coloring in stuff like this, just to make it look I mean, you could leave it just like that, right? You could, I'm just using the medium green color, and you could just leave it just like that. But I really like the dark, and you know, when you see a tree, it's never all the same color. So I like to scribble in some extra color. And I think I'm going to make this one darker. So you can see what I did is I kind of scribbled in some of the darker with the lighter. And you can go back in with the light color and blend it if you want. But I don't want to blend. I'm going to leave it just like this. And now I am going to take my Jelly Roll pen. It doesn't matter which one, which size you use. But I'm going to scribble, okay? I'm going to scribble at the top of the tree. I'm going to scribble a little bit on each branch. I'm making like, let me just show you on this piece of paper. I'm making this motion like that on the bottom of every tree, on each branch, because then it looks like there's snow on the branches. And then this one I'm just kind of doing a little scratch. And then of course there would be snow on the house, so you could put a little snow or make it look like icicles. Okay, so I'm going to show you that like that. See, I just scribbled, but it looks really cool. It adds a little something, and it only took a minute, and it was really different from the way it had been. So to make a shaker, I use the pre-made. When I'm using a shape, I like the pre-made shapes. So the circles are really nice, and if I'm making a square, it doesn't matter. I can use any foam tape and make a square or rectangle shaker. It's so easy. But these are pre-cut, and it's filled with this foam. That's what I've been using for all my pops, right? Now what I did in this one is I did this number on a piece of scratch cardstock, and I put it down as snow, and I popped it up to give it a little dimension. And now that I did that, I wish I wouldn't have, because of the way the stars were. So I'm going to put some glue at the bottom, and I'm just going to make this flat. You can still see it. It still looks like snow piled up. And I might even, let me grab my shimmer. I'm going to use my shimmer brush here. And that way you can really see the edge of it. Let me let this dry for just a moment before I do the next step. In the meantime, let me get this ready. So this, when you buy the shaker stuff, one side of it has a film. You can see it's not totally clear. It's kind of cloudy. And so you can kind of feel, if you run your fingernail on it, there's a drag on one side and it's slick on the other. And see that film has to be removed, and then it's nice and clear, and it protects it from getting scratched. I'm going to put it right there because it's easy to put it down and forget where you put it. It's very, you can't see. So, all right. And then I want to put a little bit of sky, but I don't want it very dark. If you want to, you can make a mask. Where did I put my mask? I had my mask out here a second ago. I'm going to move my train. That'll help. So you can use like a Post-it note. I have no idea where I set that down. I have it. I'll find it on my table after I sign off. Oh well. Anyway. Oh, there it is. It's on the floor. So I made a Post-it note. Now this is a fussy thing to do, but you would cut this out to put over your image so that you don't get blue on your image. And then this I would store in there so that I don't have to do that ever again. I'm lazy when it comes to making masks like that. I'll make one and then I'm like, please don't make me do that again. Okay, yeah, that feels pretty dry. All right, so the next part, we need to trim the excess off. Get rid of that. And now we need to build our shaker. So we need some place to put our stuff in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this outward circle off of the backing. See how it's, this is just, would normally be a throwaway, but we can use that on our other tags. And then this, you just put it onto your circle. And the idea with a shaker is to make sure you have foam all the way around and that it's adhered well so that your inner stuff that you're going to add to shake, I'm just trimming around where it might show. So your area, nothing leaks, okay? Now, again, I'm going to use the stars. I have these little silver stars. I think sequins or snowflakes would be much better. You could even cut out snowflakes. You can see some people will even take these little stars and glue a couple on. And in the stamp package, there's like some snowflakes you could stamp on there too to make the background. I did a few of these little diamondy shapes, and I'm just going to put a few stars in there. You don't need very many, that's for sure. You really don't. And I'm just gonna get those flat. Now the problem with this acetate is that it's crazy staticky, and so I like to use my powder tool. Sometimes I'll even use a dryer sheet just to run over it and get some of that static off, because the minute you put it on top of something like sequins, it goes, it is full of static. All right, this is the hardest part of the whole thing, is peeling off the adhesive and not spilling all of your inside. And you don't want to do this and let it sitting around, because this is a super sticky stuff. All right. And do you see all my little sequins going bananas? Pop, it's like popcorn. It all like pop, 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 pop. So I'm going to put that on. And I have my shaker. Cool, cool. Now, before I put my outer ring on, there's a couple of parts I want to add. so that they're a little bit hidden. And one part is this bottom, and one part is the little holder at the top. So I'm going to add those like that. And now I'm ready to add my circle. Now on this one, I just did a plain white circle, and I used the metallic marker to go around the stitched edge. This die cut is one in the core catalog. It is the circle shaker. Okay, isn't that neat? And then to decorate it, I like to use liquid glue. Because especially with the glitter, whenever I use glitter paper like this, it takes a strong adhesive. So I'm going to put that on like that. Isn't it cute? Da. All it needs is a ribbon, but before I do that, I'm going to put a little weight on it and let that sucker dry. Look at that. Now, to the back, I took that circle and I decorated it. And you could put one of the messages from here. I used one of the messages from the tag set, but now's the time. You want to stamp it before you add it to the back of your ornament, okay? If you're gonna put anything decorative, you could even just use a color or whatever, but if you're gonna do anything to a shaker, you know, there's not a lot of, it's a little bit flimsy in there to try to stamp on it. You won't get a clean image, so make sure you do it before you go any farther. And I am going to really quick stamp this, and then we are done for today. That's what I have for you. And then start watching for the pictures. I told you I'm trying so hard to try to put more pictures of projects on. This last month has been, Steve and I are kind of at that point in our project here at the house where we are doing all that finishing touch-up stuff. And I gotta tell you, I feel like we've spent all of our extra time doing house things, and it's kind of fun, but it takes away from my creative time, you know, life and everything. Anyway, I just love how this looks. Ta-da! All right. So this would be a nice, you know, actual ornament to give to somebody. They could, I'm always really careful who I give these kind of things to. You don't want to give it to somebody who's just going to throw it in the trash can and go, ugh. I'm really careful about who I give things to. So, especially if it takes me a minute, like this one. This one is not, this one is not one of the faster ones to make. All right, there we go. Cute, cute, cute. Thank you guys for watching. Let me grab my tags back here so I can just throw them out and let you see them all. One more time. I have train with tickets, gold, the really pretty Stamp the month ones. There's the other train we made. A couple of these. The manger. The snowflakes. Look at me. I am ready. I am ready. So, thank you for watching. Appreciate it very, very much. Bye-bye.